Hi everybody, this is Gayle Palmer from the Living Elements Clinic down in Chichester, and I wanted to have a look today at what routines you can work on, schedules you can work on, in not only in your private life but work life, that may support you perhaps better than things are right now. Now, obviously at the moment with the coronavirus, all our routines have been completely disrupted. And human beings are just awful at dealing with new circumstances that they feel they have no control over. Part of what we need to do is just get used to being with that uncertainty. We all have, as part of our makeup, a need for certainty and also uncertainty, or exploration, if you want to put that in a different way. But first of all, when you're looking at how your life works or doesn't work, you need to get really clear about what you need to achieve. Okay? So, what is important to you? How do you want to operate? What end results do you want? Not in the way of tangible things, but who do you want to be? How do you want to feel? Because once you've worked out that, you can then work out what you need to do in order to achieve that. If you try and work from what you're doing to then see if that makes you happy or more relaxed or whatever it happens to be, you're going to fail. So we want to plan to succeed. Okay, that's the number one thing. So it's a really great idea to get pen and paper out and really write this down in a structured way. Take 20 minutes, half an hour to do that right now if you can, because that will give you a springboard to go off from. So first of all, you need to write down what you want to achieve in, like, who you're being, some of the goals or aspirations that you really want to make a difference in. And we're going to look at that then in relationship to time frames at the same time. So what do you want to achieve overall? That might be you want to lose weight. It might be you want to help your children have a great education. It might be you want to come out of this period with a business, with a practice, versus scrabbling around and being totally freaked out all the time about money. So what do you want to have going forward? And then break that down into, that's your overall goal. What perhaps do you want to achieve in the next 6 months, in the next month, in the next week, today, in the next 3 hours? Okay. Now, it is a really good idea to get all of the family to do this, not necessarily at the same time, but to do this. Everyone has their own take on it. Everyone has their own ideas. It doesn't really matter if you're only 4 or if you're 94. We all have things that we want to achieve, and how we go about that will then give us a handle on what we want to look at. So when we're looking at our routines, there are certain things that we need to have in our routines as standard, okay? Pretty obvious. We need to have enough sleep. We need to have enough food. We need to have enough drink. We need to have regular exercise. We need to have a self-care system in place. Now, you might consider that food is that self-care system, but it may be a bit more evolved than that, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Your routine might be related to your home environment. It might be related to your work environment. It might be related to your relationship environment, your family or your friends, your connections. Your routine might be related to your mindset and how you go about managing yourself in here on a regular basis. It might be to do with your social or your hobbies or your money aspect of life. It might be to do with your online life. It might be to do with your day-to-day communication. It might be to do with your rest and relaxation, which could be quite different from your self-care routine. It might be to do with the beauty, nature, gratitude, all sorts of areas of life that you need to have a look at and see how much you want of each in whatever balance that works for you. And I completely understand that this also, if you're in a family environment, needs to work with the other members in your immediate circle. Obviously, you've got your work environment too, you've got money, you've got all sorts of things like that. So, one of the best things that I ever learnt when I was working out what schedule